Now at 11, flash flooding in Delaware County. Drivers stranded, homes filled with water. How one family in Muncie is preparing to rebuild from the rain.
And for the second half of the weekend, a very different pattern will emerge. We'll let you know what to expect for your Sunday.
Plus, we have an update from the Fever on Caitlin Clark's return to the court as the team gets ready to face the reigning WNBA champions. But we start tonight at 11 with breaking news. A shooting on the south side of Indianapolis. This is happening on Southport Crossing Way near the Studio 6 Indianapolis Motel. So far, all we know is officers on scene there found a person shot. That victim is expected to be okay. Police are now talking with people who may have seen something or heard something in that area. As soon as we learn more about this shooting, we will pass that information along on air and online. Well, central Indiana saw quite a bit of rain today, and it came down hard in Muncie. Take a look. A viewer sent us this video of a car getting towed from a flooded road. This is actually from the sanitary department in Muncie, showing flooded streets and flooded driveways and flooded yards. There's that car that had to be towed. Really difficult conditions in Delaware County today, and unfortunately, this is why, everybody preaches turn around, don't drown, because that flood water can really sweep you away fast. So that happened earlier today. Not everybody got hit with real heavy rain, but we kind of need it to dry out.
Yeah, I mean, it was real hit and miss, and some of the areas got as much as 4 to 6 inches of rain, and some people saw nothing from this. But boy, it was coming down pretty hard. Pattern's about to change. In fact, we're seeing that right now. Take a look at satellite and radar. Any of the scattered showers that were out there earlier have almost all dissipated. There's a couple of little minor areas here and there, but really high pressure's building in, and it's helping to scour everything out south. Here's a look at the estimated rainfall over the last 24 hours. Again, you kind of see the haves and the have-nots. These are the areas into Delaware County, also over into Wayne County and Richmond as well, that saw some pretty heavy rain. And then you see the north side of town really got hammered with about 2 inches of rain, while some locations on the west and southwest side closer to the airport picked up almost nothing from this past bit of rain that came through. Now we turn our attention to the temperatures. We're currently sitting into the 70s, but even some 60s are starting to show up. And believe it or not, I think 60s could be a forecast that we'll see over the next several nights as the humidity is going to start to drop a bit. You will see that for tonight, 67 for our overnight low. Looking ahead to tomorrow, the pattern has begun. Much warmer, much drier, lots of sunshine. How long does this last? We'll talk about 80s and 90s in the 7-day coming up.
All right, we'll see you then, Rob. Thank you. You can monitor the heat and storm chances on our WTHR streaming app. That's where you'll find our live heat map. It has temperatures in real time. Plus, you can check radar. Just download the free app on your TV. Well, we talked about it. Flooded streets, stranded cars, and water rescues, all after heavy rain caused flash flooding today in central Indiana. This video shows the impact on many neighbors in Delaware County. Now, tonight, the floodwaters have receded, but there was danger today and damage left behind. Brandon Schaff takes us to Muncie.
The aftermath of heavy flooding on Saturday afternoon in this Muncie neighborhood. Residents say it was too much for the drains to keep up.
Just a lazy river out here. I had water up to my knees.
Roy Foreman's house took on significant water, leading to peeling floors and damaged baseboards. His mother-in-law slipped and fell from the floodwaters inside, needing to be taken to the hospital.
And they couldn't even bring the emergency response down the road. They had to take her out of the back of the house and over to the next street just to get to her.
Inside Kelly Brown's home, floodwater drenched his carpets, just installed before he moved in a year ago. He was out of town for a family reunion while heavy rain flooded his neighborhood. On the way home, his sister called to warn him about the flooding. He says his home is in one of Muncie's most flood-prone spots.
I'll be calling her to let her know that I'm okay. The house got flooded, and I'm just going to have to call insurance. And my neighbors will help me find my trash cans wherever they're at.
Yeah. You can see just how much flooding there was here on Vine Street in Muncie in the backyard of one of the homes. Water pooling all over the lawn, and you can actually see on the home the water line. Amanda Rogers was out to lunch with her husband, Aaron, as the heavy rain fell. She described what her home on Vine Street looked like when they got there.
We have a trailer across the street, so it was completely covering the wheel. Like that white car was all the way under.
Aaron making the best of it.
I had to jump in the kayak and get my kayaking on down the Vine Street River.
After a few hours, the floodwaters receded. Now, neighbors will clean up the damage left behind. In Muncie, Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
Back in Indianapolis right now, Metro Police are looking for the driver who hit and killed a woman on a scooter and drove off. This crash happened just after 3 a.m. near Maryland and Pennsylvania streets downtown. Police say a woman was riding an electric scooter and crossed the street when a car hit her and didn't stop. She died at the hospital. Officers are now talking with witnesses, looking for surveillance video as well. Police reports show this is one of 5 deadly hit and runs IMPD is investigating this year. All of them involved pedestrians. IMPD is also investigating a deadly shooting near 2 downtown hotels. Police say they found a man shot around 5 a.m. in the parking lot between the Courtyard by Marriott at the Capitol and the Residence Inn by Marriott on the Canal. The victim died about 20 minutes after they found him. So far, no information about a suspect, but police believe the shooting started as an argument between 2 people who knew each other. If you have any information or video that could help investigators, contact IMPD. Tonight, we're continuing to follow Indiana Black Expo's efforts to include food vendors at summer celebration. This year, the Indiana Convention Center says food vendors will not be allowed to sell food inside the building. It released a statement saying the change comes after some vendors' licenses didn't match requirements needed for food and beverage sales. That's why IBE decided to create a farmers market style event outside. And that's good news for small business owners like Desmaine Berry. She owns KJ Treats and spent months buying ingredients and equipment to sell the food at the convention center. Berry even had a booth last year, which helped her business grow. But days before summer celebration, she learned things would be different this year. Berry has since got to meet with IBE leaders to discuss the changes.
Going into it, I did have a lot of questions, but I feel like they addressed everything right away, so I didn't have to ask anything. So yeah, I think the meeting went well. I'm excited for next weekend, and I can't wait to see what next year holds.
Yeah, IBE 365 Live is happening next weekend at 100 South Capitol. It's near the main entrance of the convention center.